and ballin' all we had. Never gonna leave you sad. Swinging hard, we take a shot. Every game we hit the spot. Fuck the Mets, we say it loud. Philly stands above the crowd. Fuck the Mets, we shout it proud.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to DPF on Tap, episode 113. Finger on the panic button. Before we get into our topics, I wanted to give a shout out to our sponsors, Fishtown Iced Tea. We got to talk about that tonight. I gave my daughter one of these the other night. She's a big Surfside and Mike's Hard, and she freaking loved it. So we're converting people one sip at a time. So go out and get yourself some Fishtown Iced Tea. Fishtown Iced Tea, this isn't your average canned drink. This is Philly in a can. Smooth, strong, and built for game days, tailgates, and bad decisions that turn into great stories. We've had it flowing at the DPF garage, and trust me, it delivers every time. So whether you're pre-gaming, watching the game, or just trying to survive the Phillies bullpen, grab a Fishtown Iced Tea. Because let's be honest, Fishtown Iced Tea is made for people who can parallel park.
And as you guys can see on your screen, there's a new widget we got. We're doing a poll. So if you ever tried Fishtown Iced Tea, give us a yes, number one, or if not, and you're intrigued, give us a number two. Hey, so let me talk a little bit about jerseys. So if you're looking for real Phillies game day spot, this is it. Cold beer, great food, tons of TVs everywhere, and a crowd that actually cares. Don't forget, DPF Watch Party, Saturday, May 2nd at 4 p.m. We're packing jerseys, Phillies on, beers flowing, full DPF crew in the house. If you've been meaning to come out to an event, this is the one you want to come out to. Jersey, show up, be loud. Don't watch the game alone.
Awesome. And last but not least, before we start the show, we got to talk about a beer that just gets it, folks. And it's Troegs Lager. So Troegs Lager is not some overcomplicated, what am I even drinking type of beer. It's not hoppy. It's not fruity. It's none of those things. It's beer. It's straight up crisp, clean Pennsylvania beer, built for baseball, built for the garage, built for nights watching the Phillies. So whether you're posted up at a tailgate at CBP, hanging in the DPF garage, arguing with your buddy about is it still early, grab a PA Lager. So Troegs PA Lager, no nonsense, just baseball and beer done right. Boys, let's get into it. So I think I had the most difficult task in the 4 years of this podcast in my research today. And the first kind of section I'm doing is, the top 5 things that have pissed me off so far this season. It was like Santa's bad boy and good girl list, it was just like I ran out of fucking ink. I'm like trying to get a deal with Sharpie or something like that because I was like, I'm writing these fucking lists of how we suck. But, to get into it, and I really wanted to make this a cohesive thought process and maybe even lead into some of the other guys' topics, which it may or may not. We don't know today. But the number one thing, and this is number one just in not in order, it's just my one thing out of my top 5. You can choose which one is your top out of those. Now, we've kind of been talking about exit velocity recently in these advanced stats. So I looked at defensive runs saved. It's a thing. And the Phillies are the fucking worst in the league. It's not a surprise. They're minus 15. So I guess on average, if you're an average major league team, you're at 0. If you're above average, you're saving runs because your defense is good. So the Phillies are minus 15. I could not think of one game where there wasn't a defensive issue. Now, I get these guys are pros, right? I mean, people are hitting it at 100, and sometimes it's at 60, and sometimes it's to your left, and sometimes it's to your right. But it's like Trey Turner diving for a ball that doesn't need to be dove for. Is dove a word? But I don't know.
It is tonight.
Yeah. And it's just like, what are you doing that for? So think about going back to the Dodgers series, and this I'm going to try to tie this all together. Could you imagine the Phillies trying to turn a wheel play? Do you think they fucking know what it is? No fucking way. They don't know. So the defense was number one. Number two, and this is really like, I looked at a lot, but this is easy to bring back. So the last 3 games, they left pitchers in too long. They just left pitchers in too long. They leave pitchers in too long almost all of the time. But it was so evident with Luzardo, who, whether he's tipping or whether he just sucks right now or he's in a rut, I don't know. But he shouldn't have came back. You know, like he should have been taken out earlier. That's a disgrace. And then I look at, you know, Seth Johnson. I mean, it's waving the white flag when that dude comes in. I just can't fucking have it. The amount of strikeouts is my third. So we're supposed to be like, you know, not chasing as much and doing all of these different things. Their strikeouts by the 5th inning are outrageous. Like, if they're not in double figures, we have a chance to win the game possibly. But they're 10 plus strikeouts by the 5th, 6th, 7th inning. And, you know, they end up with close to 20. It's like, this isn't fucking Curry Wood pitching against you.
I think last night, Imanaga had 12 strikeouts in the 6th inning.
Yeah.
He had 17 outs, and 12 of them were by the strikeout. That's ridiculous.
It's the approach doesn't change. So, like, do our 9 guys really suck that bad? Are they all just terrible at the same time? Or is there something else that could be behind why they're doing what they're doing and not being held accountable, being talked about it, watching the video, try change this approach, right? It's not working. So that's number 3. Number 4 is we knew this was a fucking problem. And guess what? I looked at the stats. It's a fucking nightmare of a problem. They can't hit left-handers. Well, no fucking shit. We knew that. Their average against left-handers is incredibly low. I think the only guy who is hitting okay is Garcia. Everyone else,
it's 180 as a team.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, it's below Mendoza. It's just ridiculous. You know, and the last one, and this is kind of like the part that it's just mind-boggling to me to hear this fucking mummy speak after a game. Why didn't you tell Bryce not to run to second on that? Well, Bryce knew. Oh, okay. Taijuan Walker, I thought he threw well. Like, how is he that? Like, is this a cult where, like, he's brainwashed by Middleton and he really believes it? I will tell you, I saw yesterday's post game, and this dude has fucking had it. He doesn't believe a fucking word he says. You can just tell there's not the conviction in there. But, like, I don't know. Like, guys, we all have kids. Like, imagine telling your kids, like, oh, you know what? They stuck their finger in the socket. They knew they fucked up. And it's like, well, no, I'm still going to be like, fucking asshole, don't put your fucking finger in the socket again.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. You know?
Yeah.
And I don't care if it's Bryce or who it is. But it just boggles my mind that, like, he knows already. Well, you're the manager, and maybe, like, the old bumpkin fucking not saying anything doesn't fucking work anymore. And it's time for a change. Guys, incredibly difficult. I'm sure we could do a whole show on the top X amount until an hour goes out, but that's what I had.
Yeah. I mean, when I hear Topper talk, and I mean, I think back to, like, Charlie, and you know, Charlie was old school. You know, when Jimmy didn't hustle down the line, Jimmy got benched, and Jimmy was the best player on that team. You got to set an example with the best players, so the worst guy on the team knows he can't do that shit either. You know, and if that meant you got to bench Bryce for a couple games to teach the rest of the team a lesson and maybe shake some people up, you got to fucking do it. You got to. Charlie would have done it. You know, and it's like there's like a country club attitude with this team. They don't look like they give a fuck. You know, 13 strikeouts in the 6th inning yesterday. They just turn around and walk back to the dugout and, you know, lollygag back out to their positions at the end of the inning. I mean, Turner leads off that game with a home run last night, and then they don't do shit the rest of the game. That was it. A home run on, you know, the 3rd pitch of the game or whatever the fuck it was. And they just died after that, you know. And it happens way too often with this team. And there's no fire, and it doesn't come from the manager. It doesn't come from the leaders. It doesn't come from anybody. The only guy that plays with any fucking life is Sosa. You know?
I mean, Crawford, too.
Little bit. Yeah, he got fired up. He hit the triple or whatever. But, I mean, too many guys on his team are just kind of going through the motions. And it's allowed. It's allowed that day in and day out. And part of that problem is your bench blows. Yeah. Who are you going to start? You're going to start Kemp. You're going to start Dylan Moore. Like, your only guy on the bench that's worth a damn is Sosa. You know, the team is so poorly constructed. The bench has been horrible for years. It's just these Band-Aid guys every year. These veterans that you can pay them the minimum that are on the downside or just flat out stink. And we're trying to,
Josh Harrison would be a fucking upgrade right now.
Yeah. He's 47 years old.
And that's dead serious.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard, but I mean, you kind of moved in, you talked about one of my topics with the defense. I didn't really do like a deep dive into the analytics of it. I just looked straight up fielding percentage, right? Just plain as day. How many opportunities did you have versus how many plays you actually made, right? So Phillies have played 18 games so far this season. They have 14 errors. 14
how many do you think they really have, Chris?
Oh, yeah. They probably have 25 because of the score,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a very generous 14. And so they have a 979 fielding percentage. Both the 14 errors and the 979 fielding percentage are tied for 25th in baseball. 25th. And this is a team that coming out of spring training, we were told how much better they were going to be defensively than they've been in previous years. So of those 14 errors, you have 10 guys that have made errors this year. Turner has 3, Realmuto 2, Marsh has 2, Harper 1, Stott 1, Sosa, Bohm, Garcia, and 2 pitchers, Walker and Alvarado, both have errors. So there's your 14. So I went to look fielding percentage by position and kind of the guy who's our main guy. So Realmuto right now is below league average defensively according to fielding percentage. He's at 987. The league average is 990 for catchers. Harper, he's right at the average. He's 993. League average 992. Stott's above average at 973. League average for second baseman is 962. Turner, no shocker here, below average, 959 compared to 975. Bohm is actually above average, but I think he's one of those guys that doesn't get errors on a lot of balls that could be errors. He's at 973, the league average 962. Marsh, below average, 963 compared to 985. Crawford's got 1,000 fielding percentage. He's above it. Garcia's below, and our pitchers are below. So of 9 positions, we have 5 that are below the average, 1 that's right at the average. And when I look around, like Realmuto, he's okay. He's all right. He does the one thing, I think. We have 2 good things, I think, on defense that we do. Realmuto does one of them well with challenging pitches. He's very good at challenging pitches. Harper, I don't know, this is year 3 of him playing first base. I feel like his footwork has gotten worse.
Horrendous.
He looks terrible around the bag.
He can't get a pickoff right.
Yeah.
It's always stabbing at it, or he can't, he doesn't know where to stand and then how to sweep that tag.
I think he still has the issue where he doesn't know how far to his right to go to where he gets himself out of position. You would think by the 3rd year he would, he would get it together. Stott, we all know he's a Gold Glove caliber second baseman, but there are plays that he hasn't made. The pop-up in San Francisco that started the whole rally for the Giants. The other night, Tim Meza, he kind of threw him a sinker, but it was thigh high, and he missed it on a force out at second base. Like, he has plays that he hasn't made. Turner looks like he's the Turner from 2 years ago where you hold your breath every time the ball's hit to him. Boom. He'll look great on one play, and then he looks terrible on the next. He's inconsistent at third base. Marsh, at least twice this year, I watched him throw relay throws to home that were nowhere near the cutoff, man. They were just he just turns and throws it wild. So I don't know what the fuck he's doing out there. Crawford doesn't have any errors, but he had at least 3 or 4 balls in that Giants series that he should have caught. that ended up dropping and going for doubles and extra bases and costing them runs. And Garcia, I'll give him the other good thing that he's done. His arm is a plus in right field. He's got a cannon for an arm, and he's thrown a couple guys out.
That's
but other than
awesome.
That, his arm,
Garcia's
arm, and fucking Realmuto challenging pitches. That's all they've done well. And why the fuck can't the Phillies turn a goddamn double play? They can't turn a double play. Is it? You know, I was talking to my dad earlier today, and I was kind of bitching about the same thing to him. And he blames their defensive positioning. He doesn't think the shortstop and the second baseman are at the right angles, or they're too far away from the bag. So it's like when they field the ball, they got to wait for the guy to get to the bag to turn because the middle guys both have plus arms. You would think turn a double play is easy.
Right. I mean, they're not expecting ground balls, Chris. I mean, there's been so many home runs and stuff given up. They're just like,
Yeah, but I mean, you see I think the Phillies shift these guys way more than most teams do in double play situations. You know, it seems like whenever the Phillies hit a ground ball in a double play situation,
they turn that shit.
They turn that shit.
Doesn't matter who's what.
Never do. And so those are little things defensively. They don't show up as errors. They don't show up as anything, but they're extra outs that you're giving away when you're not turning these double plays, and you're putting more pressure on your pitcher and more pressure on the defense again, because the runners, you're not erasing runners. You're keeping runners on base because you're not turning these double plays. So it's
Phillies pitchers have the #1 ground ball per 9 inning rate too, believe it or not.
Yeah. So they should be turning double plays
that's pretty telling. That's pretty telling. And those are those defensive runs saved. That's where that stat comes from, is that these guys aren't getting guys out when they need to. And those guys, the guys that get on base because of that, they're scoring. You know, they're coming around.
Yeah. I mean, like the one game I was at, Keller pitching, double play ball. They don't turn it. And then the next batter for the Nationals hit a 3-run homer. Yep. They would have been down in the fucking inning if they turned a double play. And now it's a 3-run home run. You know, it's their defense, even in the hidden numbers, that those not turning double plays, those, you know, giving up the extra base here and there when, you know, throwing to the wrong base, like those things they don't show up in the numbers, but they're fucking killing this team. And that's fundamentals, and that comes back to the coaches and the manager and fucking emphasizing that shit.
Yeah, it's talking about the coaches, like that was my thing, is like, is Topper awake? And I was waiting for Chris to call him a mummy, because I love when he says that, because it's really like, I think Topper might have died after that World Series loss. Like, he might actually be dead, and he's just an animated corpse.
Their weekend at Burnsville.
Yeah, it just kind of moves around, and like, because he doesn't say shit that's worth anything. He doesn't do anything that's worth anything. And that's my topic, is like, is that motherfucker sleeping? Now, on Harper's base running mistakes, this is what Topper had to say. He said, yeah, I mean, he's aggressive. He does that a lot. And most of the time, he's safe. I don't think anything needs to be said, to tell you the truth. But to say I'm not holding people accountable, that's not right. Okay, did Harper get pulled out of the game? Did Harper get yanked out of the game for trying to strike? And it's not like that's the first time he's done that. Because Harper comes out and says, every time I hit it to that spot in the field, I'm thinking too.
So was Nick right, guys? Was Nick right? And the other guys are like, oh, he's a great communicator because he doesn't talk and they don't want him to. And Nick wants someone to, and he didn't.
Because Nick leaves the way Nick left, and we're all fuck Nick. And then it comes out and it's like, oh, maybe he was right.
I'd still fuck Nick whether he's right or not. It's still
fuck him anyway. And like, I don't know what I'm not even paying attention to what he's doing. All right, so this is what he had to say about Bohm the other day. He praised him for having better body language than in the past. Guys, that's the best thing that your fucking manager can say about you, is that he's not pouting as much as he used to. And then, you know, I'm looking it up in articles. 3 words that Topper said about Bohm. The 3 words. What were the 3 words? He's growing up. The motherfucker's like 35. Like, he's not daycare anymore. He's a fucking grown man. Like,
seriously.
And I'm like, yeah, his parents fucked him over, but you know, they were probably doing stuff. They figured they were entitled to a few bucks. It sucks, but you know what? Get your head in the fucking game. You got a job to do.
I mean, personal note, should Bohm be playing baseball right now with this shit going on?
That's the other thing I was thinking, is should he take a leave of absence?
Just take a little bit off and just figure it the fuck out and just get in the zone. I don't know.
Right, because he fired his agent. He fired his parents. He's trying to
Yeah.
figure out what to fucking do, like how to like. That's some shit. I mean, that's some, you know, it's not,
You know,
nothing.
and the other part is like
$500,000 isn't nothing.
Topper gives him off, and then he brings him in the fucking 8th inning
It
when
makes
he
no
knows
sense.
his fucking head isn't in the game. So it's
And-
like, Topper, what the fuck are you thinking there?
And this is the problem with Topper is that he says when he does speak, he says one thing and he acts like you're crazy. He's a fucking gaslight motherfucker because he acts like we're crazy for saying that he's not doing anything. And then we watch the games and he's like, I'm holding people accountable. That's why I put Bone back in. That's why Harper doesn't get pulled. That's why Stott is still fucking playing. The shit doesn't make any sense. The Phillies are fucking, they have a 4.19 ERA. They've given up 97 runs, 176 hits, which are the most in Major League Baseball. They've given up the most hits. And then when you turn it around and batting, they're batting 229 as a team, 72 runs scored. Guys, how many games have we played? And they've got
minus 25 run
17.
differential. Minus
I was-
25.
I was coming to that, and they've left 133 runners on base as well, which it's 9th worst in the majors, which doesn't sound as bad when you frame it that way. But when they're scoring fucking what, 1, 2, like they're not scoring.
And
So
the 70
left
runs sounds horrendous.
That's what I'm saying. That's a high
You
school
know
team.
who's the worst? Did you see like what the number is of like the worst teams?
It's the White
It's like
Sox.
50 something, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking, you're like, oh my God.
And you
But those
wonder
teams
how,
are supposed to be bad. The White
Well,
Sox are
and-
supposed to be bad.
and that's
Yeah.
it.
Imagine if we were
Well,
doing
the
a
Giants-
podcast for the White Sox.
Listen, the lowest is the Giants, and didn't we just play them?
They
And they
scored
beat us
half of
2 out
those
of
runs
3.
against
They
us.
scored
Against-
55 runs all season in 18 games.
I think they
And
scored
Sports
40 of them against
Reds.
Phillies.
Yeah.
The Mets, and it's not even like we can't even enjoy the Mets sucking right now, guys.
Oh my God. And I want
can't
to.
We didn't
like,
even get to that.
7 or 8 in a row.
And
Yep.
so earlier there was a comment on here from Steve, and Steve, you brought up an excellent point. You talked about how he's not focusing on the Phillies because he wants to enjoy the Flyers.
Okay.
And
Sig
I
said the same
get that. And I kind of get that because, like, guys, we were just right up here on Monday night. We were all flying high because they fucking pulled that game out and they clinched fucking the postseason.
Chris
And
hasn't taken the shirt off since Monday.
No.
I don't think it can come off at this point. I think it's stuck.
Yeah, there's
we need
a few
to
issues.
spray them down and get it off. But no, like they're not giving us anything to grab onto and say this is the thing that we're going to hold on to, and this is why we have hope. And we say it every year, guys. It's not fucking early. It's not like we already lost how many series?
3 at
We've lost
home. 3 at
As
home, and
many
they
as
last
the
year.
entire last year. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Topper, like, don't even wake him up. Just fire him.
Here's the thing
This
too.
is
Like
where
when we
I'm
go
at
back
with
to with Topper and pinch hitting Bohm the other night. So, I mean, he went into that press conference and it was like Marsh was never batting. But like the decision was made.
Right.
It's a lefty. Marsh isn't hitting. Bohm's going in. But then the motherfucker turns around. And he starts Marsh the next day against a lefty.
Against the lefty.
Yeah.
So, like, make it make sense, Topper. Make it make sense. Marsh has been swinging the bat he still struggles against lefties, but he's still swinging the bat way better than Bohm was. I would have given him a shot in that situation against a lefty, and then maybe sat him the next day, and not start him against a lefty. But that's, like, he has these moves already, like, penciled in. Like, if we get in this spot in the game, Bohm's my guy. It don't matter what. Marsh could have been 4 for fucking 4 at that point.
He still
With
would
4
have
singles, he still would have taken him out. Like
Yeah.
he writes out his script of the game,
Probably weeks in advance.
and it's like, oh my God,
I feel like he has like a handheld tape recorder while he's walking around. He's like, hey, if I get in this position next time, make a note. And like Tippy's there with the fucking earphones on and she's typing it up like a fucking
She's the
court
paralegal.
stenographer.
And then during
exactly.
the game, she's reading his notes back to him, and he's got a fucking set of headphones on that are like this from the 70s, these big, like a big fucking set. And he's like, "You're right, Tippy. You're right. Boom,
Well,
sit down.
I mean-
Boom, get up."
We've talked a lot about Bohm. Like, let's keep talking about it, right? I had someone that we'll call tax day blows ask us when is it time for Sosa to have a chance to play every day. So I did like a side to side comparison with Sosa, Bohm, and Stott, right? So far this year, Sosa's hitting 294, Bohm 155, and Stott 196. On base percentage for Sosa 368, Bohm 217, Stott 260. Slugging percentage Sosa 588, Bohm 210, Bryson Stott 217. Bohm does have 10 RBIs to Sosa's 5 and Bryson Stott's lusty 3. So like the side by side comparison, it should be analytical. Like Jay says, Sosa should start over Crybaby Bohm. I think he should start over Bohm and or Stott every day and let him play. I just wanted to try and get your guys' thoughts on.
I mean, we don't really think that Sosa's better, right? Like we're just doing it because we think Bohm is, a fucking baby, right? Like, and to prove a point, right? Because Sosa will never be a starter. I just don't think he has it. That's my personal opinion.
That's my opinion too. I think that we fall in love with the guy who doesn't play every day. It's kind of like our trait as Philadelphia sports fans. Like we just love the guy who doesn't play every day, and we think he can always do better. But like at this point, like what's it going to hurt?
I agree.
I kind of have a different opinion. I think Sosa brings a spark. I think he's a guy that plays with energy, and I almost want to see him as like a Polanco guy, where one day he starts at third, one day he starts at short, one day he starts at second, and maybe he's playing 4 games a week now instead of like 2 games like he has been, because he's the only guy he gets a hit and he's out there doing all his stuff and he looks like he's having fun fucking playing baseball. The rest of these fucking guys are stiffs. They don't look like they're having fun. You don't know if they hit a home run or struck out by the look on their face. Like Sosa is a guy that I think just needs an opportunity to fucking play. I think you got to play him, and he might turn out to be that guy. He might just be a super sub, but I'd rather watch him go out there and fail than most other guys.
But a rotation isn't a bad idea either. It's not necessarily a platoon. It's just a rotation. Yeah. Where one day you're at third, one day you're at maybe even put him at short. I don't know.
I don't know why they killed the left field experiment with him. I mean, he can't be any worse than fucking Otto Kemp out there.
That's the negative of it, right? If he plays these every days, like he's the only right-handed bat that you give 2 shits about or trust on the bench.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's
so you kind of lose that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that the Phillies are clearly having to get a right-handed batter, and it's going to be that older person.
We've been saying that for fucking years.
Isaac Paredes, I don't know, like someone who's really not playing, because you hope De La Cruz would have done something down there. He's not. He's not. He's hitting 233.
Reyes is, but they're just converting him to a left fielder now.
Yep.
And you're not going to bring him up to sit on the bench
he's
either.
He's a kid too, man. You want him playing every day.
He's going to play every day.
And I really do think that they hope that this Aiden Miller wasn't 1,000 years old and a fucking gingerbread man, because I think they thought maybe if he's doing it at AAA, and maybe if we need that guy, we'll get rid of Bohm or Stott. I don't know which one.
I think they're ready.
I think that's what they wanted to do, right? But they can't now.
Yeah. Turns out he has a paper asshole. So
the Phillies don't want Bohm, and Bohm don't want to be here. It's not an if, it's a when with him.
I think Bohm would just stop playing baseball.
If he got benched and Aiden Miller came up, or if he got traded?
If he got traded or benched, yeah. I just think you'd be like, I'm not playing anymore.
Chris, there's a very
that kind of tracks though. That kind of
Where's the BlackBerry at?
How does George know about that?
I was going to say I got an Android.
There it is.
BlackBerry. Never mind.
Trust me, George.
It's
never far, right? It's never far.
I have a concealed carry over here for that.
Fucking holster.
Yeah, guys, I wanted to I started off this season of the podcast kind of talking about hope. So I want to bring up hope again. And I want to kind of tell you, I went through the last 30 seasons 20 seasons, their first 20 games. Okay. I'm going to tell you they're 9-11 95% of the time. And I'm dead serious. 9-11 is when the Phillies were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 times. The Phillies have been 9-11. Here's the negative part that I'm like, oh man, I don't like it. So you kind of look it through, like, how were they through 07, 08, 09? And it's like, 10 wins, 8 wins, 10 wins, 14 wins. And then 2012, it's like, then you see the dip. So I was like, is there a correlation to that? Is there a correlation to like a slow start and a bad team? And then you go to 2022 and they were 7-13. So, I think it's very difficult for them to.
Well, what happened in 22 that changed that?
Well, yeah, that's
fired Girardi.
That's kind of, if this team is still playing like that in 30 days, that's coming up. But yeah, I'm just very surprised how many times the Phillies have just been mediocre. So over 500, they've only been over 500 in those 20 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. 7 times they've been over 500 with 20 games in. 500 or below 13 times. I don't think there's a direct correlation, but we were told that we were this close last year versus the Dodgers. We were this close, guys. Do you believe that? It's not showing it so far this season. I mean, 9-11, there's clearly has to be a change because honestly, out of those 9 wins, I think 4 of them were just bad wins.
Yeah.
So, they were just a win's a win. What's a bad win? Well, yeah, it's like when you don't play great, right? And you're like still pissed off.
Score 3 runs in 1 inning and hold on the rest of the game.
That's it. That's exactly right.
You played the Rockies 3 times too.
Yeah, you only won 2 though.
So, I find it difficult to have any statistical correlation with like a team going downhill or a team like doing better, even though but they start slow all the time. So the best they've ever started was 2011 with 14 wins, and 2024 they had 14 wins. So they went 14-6.
Yeah, good question though, because I agree there's no correlation. But even those years after 2012 when the Phillies were just dreadful, do you ever remember like every phase of the game them being as bad as they've been this past 10 days? I mean,
no, but I wouldn't put it past them. You know what I mean?
I feel like even those really bad teams made way more contact than this fucking team does.
Oh, definitely. Like in all phases. Yeah, but I'm just Chris. I just like flashback to Tommy Joseph playing first base. And
I know.
Like,
no, there were a lot of bad teams, and I think that's part of the problem. Like you're comparing eras where, we had that nice run from 07 to 12. Then you get into that real bad era. So it's hard to compare that team to this team that has such high expectations,
yeah,
it's a disappointment when you come in with like the 4th highest payroll and you're 3rd in the league in run differential after, 18 games, minus 25. The Braves, who have all these fucking injuries on their starting staff, are 12-7 and they're plus 44 in run differential. Like, how does that make sense? You have all your starters other than Wheeler. You supposedly had a better fucking bullpen. You got a new and improved right fielder. You had, and you got a new center fielder. Like you got to be kidding me,
Chris, is exit velocity and all that bullshit so much in their heads that they're not worried about contact?
I think it was like, I mean, when Tantic was here, the analytics is a strikeout is just an out. And I think that philosophy is still prevalent. And to me, I whenever I played, strikeout was fucking embarrassing when you struck out.
You're up there to make
and
contact.
It didn't matter whether it was fucking little league or college baseball or men's league or whatever level I was playing at. I hated to turn around and walk back to the dugout after.
If you struck out, you didn't get fucking ice cream after the game.
That's right.
Well, and if you struck out too many times, you're the one who got fucking pulled.
Yeah,
that's the other side, is that like up until a certain point, that a strikeout used to be, okay, this guy's not that good. Like you don't win the game by fucking striking out and swinging the bat really hard. Because you got to push fucking runs across, and nobody's preaching contact. Nobody in that entire organization is preaching contact. I find that insane.
And they're doing this defensive positioning. I don't know, man. Like, maybe if you're Bryce Harper, I'm not going to go with Kyle because he just wants to hit bombs, right? But Harper doesn't have the power to opposite hit home run like you did, right? So I don't know. Maybe get in the batting cage and hit them the other way, whether they're inside, over the plate, or on the outside of the plate. Just do that the entire fucking time and keep that in your head. And you're like, you know what? If you want to play one fielder on the fucking left hand on that side of the field, I'm going to hit it that way.
Yeah, get that Tony Gwynn inside out swing.
Right.
Just boom,
make them
it.
shift back. That's why I hate the fucking shift. I hate the shift when it works. Because then you're rewarding these assholes for fucking cheating up the middle or whatever it is. I fucking hate that because you're playing right into their hands. Like you have this much field in front of you.
They're doing the shift now.
And you're cutting this off.
You know, they're just not on the other side.
That's what I'm saying.
They're like right there. Like they're like a millimeter away. So it's like they're doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
they're pushing the limit.
When the balls hit the shortstop and the third baseman makes the play like to his right, that's that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And some people say like, oh, you should have him like another line there that the shortstop or second. No, you know what baseball is? You adjust to them adjusting to you.
That's it.
Exactly.
You adjust to them adjusting to you.
Right. They tried to outlaw the shift, but they're still playing it. So
I mean, imagine how many hits did Ryan Howard lose because the second baseman was playing short right field?
Oh,
I mean, they're line drive singles, and he's fielding them on one hop, throwing them out of first base.
Dude.
Like, they don't even have that today. Like, Schwarber doesn't have the second baseman in right field. Like, hit it through the hole. I mean,
dude, I played beer league softball. I have one hand, and when I would swing, I'm a dead pull left-handed hitter. Dead pull. I cannot spray the ball. Yeah. And the one kid who would always play third or short ended up playing shallow right, and he robbed me a couple times. So what did I do? I figured out how to hit it up the middle. Yeah. That's beer league softball, and I got paid shit.
Cost you money to play, right?
These guys, right. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get paid jack shit, and I figured that out in softball. These guys can't figure it out.
I think Ray needs banned.
He wrote it funny, which means he was being sarcastic.
It's sarcasm. I love text sarcasm. It's my favorite.
That's like the butchest thing, man. You love up in the camel case.
Yeah.
Colonoscopy,
right.
Jeff. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh my God. All right, so this guy's name came up a lot already in this podcast, and I'm gonna add the fuel to the fire. Everything's not A-OK, asshole. It's not A-OK, Stotty. All right? Woo! It's not A-OK. I here's the problem, and I'm sick of this guy. I was the biggest Bryson Stott fan a couple years ago. I bought into all the fucking, he's the next Chase Utley. He's this kind of guy. And I said, oh, yeah, look at this guy. He comes out 2023, hits 280, all them two-strike hits. Battling, he falls behind 0-2, and next thing you know, it's 3-2, and then boom, he pokes a single to left field. Like, yeah, this guy knows how to fucking play this game. This guy's a future 300 hitter. This guy's a future batting title winner. Multiple batting titles. Like, I was excited to watch this guy play baseball a couple years ago. Now he's shit. He is shit. He's had one good year. He's in his 5th season. And if I have to watch him go down to his back knee one more time on a swing and miss, you're a fucking singles hitter, dude. You are a fucking singles hitter. Why are you on one fucking knee? Why are you on one fucking knee swinging? And this little half check swing on fastballs right down the middle. Everything this guy does has pissed me off for the last 3 years because I believed in him. I was Team Stott, And so I'm looking at his stats. If you take so that 1 year, 280. Look great. Look like the next coming. He was the guy, him and Bohm were the two guys that were supposed to be the next generation. They were going to be the guys to supplement Harper and Schwarber and Turner, and they were going to be the guys to complement them as they got older and slowed down and kept this train rolling. Well, neither one of them have fucking developed into a quality major league player that can be consistent. And he's the most frustrating to me of all. So the 280 season. So his career average right now, 254, 317 on base percentage, 379 slugging, 696 OPS. If you take out that one good year he had, he's a 244 hitter, 312 OPS, 363 slugging, 676 OPS. And for a guy who's supposed to be kind of a contact guy and an on-base guy, the motherfucker doesn't walk. He does not walk. His high in walks is 54 for a season. And then let's talk about his playoff performance the last 4 years. So everybody's going to remember that grand slam he hit against the Marlins. Remember that, because that's the only fucking thing he's ever done in the playoffs. So keep that in your mind. He's a 184 hitter in the playoffs. 184.
So bad.
184. 266 OPS. 272 slugging percentage. 538 OPS. In non-World Series, so wild card, division series, NLCS, he hits 210. In the World Series in 2022, he was 0 for 14. 0 for
Chris,
14.
Do you have his exit velocity numbers?
They're probably about 60 miles an hour.
That's what I was gonna say.
We fucking fly balls to left field.
That, right.
Yeah.
I'm done with this guy, and I think the Phillies need to be done with this guy. Like, he probably has value to somebody for his defense, but this team needs consistent offense, and he does not provide it.
And his mustache is stupid.
And the problem is,
That too.
and his song's stupid and everything, but the problem is, I mean, how many times did fucking Topper have this guy batting fifth?
In what fucking world?
Fifth.
One is too many. Yeah, one is too many.
So is that Topper's fault? Is that Dombrowski's fault for the fucking way he constructed this team? That you have to put Stott at 5 because that's your best option. Like,
You're on to something.
it's fucking. I mean, but like, maybe if Stott was the 9 hitter, I wouldn't be as upset about it. But,
I think we would be, though, because we expected things. Chris, while you were talking, I was thinking every team has those guys who like flash early and they look like they're going to turn into something that don't pan out. But teams that win don't hold on to those guys for 5 more fucking years. They move on. They get rid of them. And they don't care about contracts. They don't care about, like, you can't be loyal. It's a business. But what the fuck, man? Like, every team has them. It just seems that the Phillies have this thing where they just hold on to them and think, this is the time. This is the year. This isn't the year. There is no year. We had the year. The year is in the past. It's over.
Yeah, it was 317 for him, and then it's all downhill since then.
Right. And there is no reclaiming him. That's the problem.
I mean, he had a great spring Stott, and it was like, oh, he's got a new approach. He's got this. No, he was beating on single A and double A guys down in Florida.
While everybody else was at the fucking
World Baseball Classic. And he looked great against those guys. And now the pros, they're eating them up like they have done the last fucking 3 years.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
So Tom, that's the point. You know, I think we're done with Dombrowski collectively. I think we're done with Long, and I think we're done with Topper. You know, Caleb Cotham, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, he does okay, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm about to talk about Wheeler coming back because they're saying that Wheeler could return next weekend in Atlanta. Yeah, is what we're hearing. And he had a really good start. His last start for Reading, 3 runs, 4 hits. He didn't walk any. He struck out 9 over 5 and
72 pitches.
72 pitches, exactly. And then he's expected to make one more start Sunday. His fastball velocity was down a little bit. It was only like 92 miles an hour, 93 miles an hour.
Really? That's a fucking huge red flag. I did not know that.
Yes. So that's going to be an issue. So if he comes back and he's still hurt, then he's not going to be around long. He's going to be back on the fucking list. Then they're saying like, oh, the goal is to, stretch him out, get him full strength, and then fucking bring him back. And then I wanted to know, like, what's the impact of him coming back? Because let's be honest, these guys need some kind of lift, and Topper's not going anywhere right now. Kevin Long's not going anywhere right now. None of the players are going anywhere. So we have to add somebody somehow. So if he comes in, it'd be good timing. You know, Atlanta's scoring a fucking ton of runs. And it'd be nice to have Wheeler go out and maybe fucking throw a few strong innings and actually shut them down. Taiwan goes to the bullpen, which I think we all see it coming. Taiwan's going to go to the bullpen, and when Nola gives up 3 home runs within 2 innings, Taiwan's going to come in and pitch five innings, give up maybe 6 runs, and it'll be a strong outing. He had good stuff. You know what I mean? He had good stuff.
Teeing me up really good, Rob, for the next round here.
Dude, you got it. You fucking got it. But then a legit impact and something positive that is going to come from Wheeler coming back is that his locker is right next to Painter's. And I think Painter will benefit from having a guy like Wheeler. This isn't just like Nola, who's an excellent veteran, but he's a guy who's still trying to figure it the fuck out himself. Having somebody like Wheeler, I think would be very helpful for Painter because he's so fucking young and he's, you know, he needs to learn what it's like to be a professional pitcher.
Yeah.
You know?
I got to say, I was impressed with Painter his last start, getting scratched and then coming in and doing what he did out of the bullpen.
Yeah.
Big, especially after the rough start in San Francisco to bounce back. I think the kid showed a little something there, which
a little ball.
He's learning from Taiwan. He's like, yo, Taiwan, if you can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
You know?
I was impressed. He threw really well, and you know, I was at that game and I could see the bullpen, and I saw him out there starting to stretch, and I nudged my daughter, and I'm like, oh, look at that! There, you know, Painter's out there getting loose. You know,
he's fun to watch, man. Like I like watching him. I like watching his mechanics, and I like watching him throw. And I'm not big on all that. You know what I mean? I was never a pitcher, you know, but I like watching him throw, Mike.
I love watching all that shit. There's a reason why I stuck in 201 for my seats. I'd peek over that railing all the time and looking in the bullpen, man.
Like it's because the beer place is close. Come on.
The beer place is close.
Nice benefit.
How would you
and
know?
The bathroom. Right? And the bathroom.
All right, guys, real quick though, I just want to ask each of you guys this.
Yeah.
Is like right now we've seen what the bullpen is doing. Are they being mishandled or are they just not what everybody thought they were? Because Topper's a fucking issue.
So I think it's a little bit of each, in my opinion, Butcher, because they're not playing the roles that they were set up to play yet because they've not played well as a team. And so they're being forced into roles that, like, Keller's supposed to be the 8th inning guy, and he's coming in the 6th and the 7th. And like Orion was hurt for a little while, he's supposed to be the 7th inning guy. You know what I mean? So like they haven't gotten that groove yet. But that being said, you have to be able to manage. There's going to be injuries all year long. You have to be able to manage around that, and Topper's not doing that well either. So,
yeah, I mean, how many guys have been injured so far too? I mean, there's like Zach Pop who's hurt, and then this guy. It's like it's annoying, but it's not unexpected, right? And I expected Tim Mesa, like I wanted him to do good. Yeah. I thought he had a good last year. I thought he had a great spring, and and he's not performing well, right?
Well, he had one bad. I mean, he hadn't given up a run till the other night. He was really good till the other night. That's when things went to shit on him. And again, it was a double play ball back to him, and he made a bad throw to Stott, and Stott didn't catch it. And you don't get any outs, and that inning just exploded. You know, you get a double play there, that changes the whole complexion of the inning. But Mesa wasn't good. That was the first. I don't think he walked anybody this year until that game, and he ended up walking like 3 guys in that inning. It was just a bad. That was a bad inning for him. In a pretty good start to the year. Alvarado's been terrible.
Terrible.
He's been absolutely terrible. I mean, until last night, he comes in a 10-1 game and he looks like a world beater.
Guys, I think the bullpen's worse because what left-hander do you trust? Name one.
Banks is worse. Banks has been getting hit around.
He's been getting
killed. I mean, Banks is the only lefty I trust, and he got blown up the other night.
Yeah, so that's a fucking huge problem.
Yeah. I mean, Backus, they brought him back up last night. He got hit around.
Yep.
Keller, Keller's given up a lot of hits. Duran's been the only guy I think that you can say has been,
and even
consistent.
he's given up his whip is 0.75. So that's not ideal.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Even for a closer, 0.75. I'm sorry, 0.75.
0.75.
Okay, no, he's good. He's good. Because I was looking at hits. He gave up 5 hits in 6 innings. But then he's not walking anybody.
I mean, I think we got a career year out of Banks last year. I don't think we're going to see that same guy. And again, it's
Yeah, I mean, this is a good one right here. Donnie will be the manager by the All-Star break. Rob kind of set me up for my next topic that I wanted to talk about, right? And teed it up right on a tee. I want to talk about Nola and Walker. And Steve Bowl, you might want to unplug your headphones right now because I'm not real happy with Nola and I'm really not happy with Walker. So just running through some stats really quick. 4 starts for Nola, 3 for Walker. 1 win apiece. Nola's got a loss. Walker's got 2. Nola's ERA, 4.03. 2 points better than last year, but still shitty. Walker's ERA, 7.36. Nola's got 22 1/3 innings pitched. Walker, 14 2/3. Nola's got a lot of strikeouts. He got 24 strikeouts. Walker, 12. Nola has 6 walks. Walker, 7. Nola's whip is 1.10, not good. Even worse, Walker's 1.91. And Nola's given up 3 meatballs versus Walker's 4. So both clearly underachieving. So Rob was just talking about the imminent return of Zach Wheeler. This is where I start to think, is this where we just eat this Taiwan Walker, rest of his whatever $17 million we owe him now, and DFA him, or is he going to the pen in case somebody gets hurt? I think we are all kind of, in the mindset of he's going to the pen. And then can Nola keep the beat balls to a minimum? Or will he continue to suffer, or will we continue to suffer the next 5 years of this absolutely terrible contract? I mean, these 2 guys are supposed to be 4 and 5s. I think Painter's starting to come into his own. Maybe he's now the 4. Nola's the 5. Walker's, the 6. So I just wanted to see what you guys were at on, what's going to happen when Wheeler comes back in the next, 10 days or so.
Yeah, I mean, I think because the Phillies starting pitching depth is not great. I think that's what keeps Walker around. You put him in the bullpen. He's a long guy. Then he's your number 6 if somebody were to get hurt. As far as Nola, my biggest disappointment is one thing that I really liked about Nola in the spring when he was throwing with the Phillies, and then when he threw with Team Italy, was when he got ahead in counts early in the spring, he was aggressive when he was early in the count, and he's back to nibbling Nola again. He's running up his pitch count. He's getting ahead 0-2, and you blink and it's 3-2, and they fouled off 4 more pitches. And an at bat that could have been buried in 4 or 5 pitches is now 11 or 12 pitches long because he's nibbling. He's nibbled. I want to see him get back to being fucking aggressive again and go after people 0-2. Or 1-2 when you're ahead in the count, be aggressive, and he's not. And I think that, I mean, how many 2-out hit or 2-strike hits does he give up? Because he ends up letting the guy work himself back into a hitter's count, and he's got to give him a good pitch, and he hits it. He needs to be more aggressive, like he was for Team Italy and early in the spring, and let the chips fall where they may. I'd rather him, be aggressive and get beat than nibble and get beat.
He's going to get beat either way. My problem with Nola is 27 million, right? That's the problem. That's the hit. Because if you're I don't know, if Nola's a 3 or a 4 and he's making 10 to 20 million, you're just kind of
you tolerate the 5 innings.
It's pretty good. That's not bad. It's the money, I think, that goes along with it that sours us a little bit, right?
But I think that's the big problem with this team. They're financially locked into a lot of these guys for big money. So the changes can't come from the players. The only major changes they can
Yeah.
make is to shake up the coaching staff, the manager, the coaches, the front office. Like that's the only really impact moves that can be made.
Right,
'Cause
and we're asking these players to be people that they're not anymore, and that's the other issue. Like you look at Nola, what's his fastball velocity on average right now? Because I guarantee it's not 96.
92.
Yeah, it's not 96, and that's a big fucking difference. We talked about it earlier with Wheeler with the red flag. Like, if he's not throwing, like, you want him to be aggressive, I think everybody wants him to be aggressive because that's when he's best. And it feels like when he's ahead in the count, dude, he's trying to get that strike where, you know, it's a called strike and the umpire or the batter taps his helmet and he's wrong. He's trying to fucking pinpoint it. It's like, dude, just fucking throw the ball. Just throw the ball and challenge the guy. Like,
yeah. I mean, baseball's a game of failure, right? You can get a fastball down the middle and you're going to make it out 7 out of 10 times.
Right.
You know, like that's what happens, you know? I mean, we used to play Skippy Wilson, the old coach from Temple.
That's a fucking baseball name. Skippy Wilson.
We played them in like American Legion ball. He was the coach of the South Philly team. And anytime his pitchers fell behind 2-0, 3-1, he would yell, see how far he can hit it. He just said, just throw it right down the middle because 7 out of 10 times,
fucking right,
you're going to make an out. You know,
and Skip was never sober.
Oh no, never,
ever sober.
Really good baseball guy.
He's like, get us the fuck out of here.
2-0, 3-1, man. See how far he can hit it. See how far he can hit it.
He gives up an average of 26 home runs a season.
I remember when I went to
home runs.
Talk to Temple and like, you know, Skip ran a lot of like, or was like a person that was at those baseball camps, you know, we're growing up. And this isn't like scouting shit. It's like, you know, your parents paid you to go to baseball camp. Yeah. Well, he's at a baseball camp. And I think I'm like going into high school. And I was like, you know, I asked him, I was like, oh, should I go here? Or should I go there? He didn't ask anything else. He just says, can you throw strikes? That's all he asked. And it's kind of funny because it's like that is important, right? Like, you know, Mike, I think Flynn, so our coach was the protege of Skip.
He was.
So they were very, very alike, except for the alcohol stuff.
Except for alcohol, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, dude, I'm intrigued with this poll. We've done 2 now today, and the second one is working way better than the first one. But apparently, everybody wants to DFA Walker. So
I just keep putting 2s in, and hopefully it goes up, but it's not working. So, I just wanted to say that, guys. I loved Mad Libs as a kid. I just thought they were so fun, and yes, I probably wrote curses in them, right? And maybe we all did,
probably.
But I want to say, if this team is still playing like this in 30 days, ... _end. So, Mike, if this team is playing like this in 30 days, what happens? What's the repercussions? What's yours? And I'm going to go around to everyone.
They need a new manager.
Okay. So, do you think it will take 30 days? It's a 2-part question. If you think someone's going to go.
What
May 15th,
April, May 15th. Yes, I do think it'll take 30 days. I think it'll actually take 45 days, but
I'll go below me, Rob.
All right, I'm going to tell you what I want to happen, and then I'm going to tell you what I think will happen. I think Topper will have to get fired, or I mean, like it may end up being something like Kevin Long. It may be one of those non-move moves. That's what I think should happen is he should get, but what will happen is nothing. That's what's going to happen is that we are going to be force fed it's only May. This team plays better when it's really hot out. We still have a lot of time left. It's a marathon, not a sprint, et cetera. We're going to get force fed that and nothing's going to change.
Yep. And Dugan?
Yeah, I agree with Rob. I think we are still content. We made the playoffs 4 straight years, and we believe in this team. We have a good ball club. We're going to figure it out. I think that's the company line, and I think we're stuck with it because there's no baseball next year. We're not going to have. They're going to be locked out, and I think they're just riding the season out and let it go, see what happens. Roll the dice and let it play out.
Great points, guys. I think they're going to make Paco Figueroa fall on the sword for some reason.
He is the defense. He is a defensive and baseball.
I know. And
look out, Dusty Wathan, man.
Yeah.
Right?
I think they
Jesus
probably
Christ.
do nothing, right? Because they're like, we're sold out. We're sold out. Do they have like automatic people that get to the All-Star game because they're hosting it too? Is this like the World Cup? Like the U.S. got in because they're hosting it? Or are the Phillies like, I don't know. Like, we'll probably let Duran and I don't know, that guy out there do it and here, like it's crazy to think that we're at the point of the season where we're like, what if it's still like this in 30 days? I cannot comprehend that because I've been a complete motherfucking asshole for 20 days. Right. Like after the Phillies, like I'm not happy. I'm not enjoying watching the game.
Even when
you're
they
pissed off. Yeah.
Even the other night, like the 13 runs, they still found a way to piss you off because the game went from 13-1 to 13-7, and the bases were loaded, and it was a hit away from being, a real game. Like Duran was going to start having to get up in a game that was 13-1 at some point.
I love watching baseball, and I haven't been watching it. So, like after the Phillies, I'm like, I turn on some other game on MLB, but I'm like, I need at least an inning of fucking baseball.
Dude, I had this conversation this afternoon with my dad. He was like, I just watched the Blue Jays and Brewers game. And
I watched it last night.
Well, he was watching the afternoon game today, and he said, I saw so. He's like, I saw something that made me think I have a better chance of growing all my hair back than what I just saw. He said the Brewers bunted 3 straight batters today. And one was a safety squeeze that was the winning run. And
Craig Hansel.
I said, well, no, it's Murphy, Pat Murphy.
Oh, Pat Murphy.
You can't do that, can you?
I didn't know it was in the rules anymore. Yeah, my dad's like, I didn't think I'd see 3 bunts all season, let alone 3 bunts in a row. He's like, but I watched 2 good baseball teams play a really good baseball game. He goes, that was more enjoyable than any Phillies game I watched all season. And,
Renee,
and that's
there's
a sad
no
part.
game tonight, but I am going to go through and pour through the rule book and make sure that bunting is not illegal more than twice in a game. I'll report back next week.
In a row.
Yeah.
3 batters in a row.
That's
going to confuse the defense because they don't have to defend the bunt anymore. They don't know what the hell their guy's doing.
The wheel play.
What is this shit? He's turning around looking at me. Yeah.
So, if we see a bastard bunt, I'm going to freak the fuck out.
Dude.
When's the last time you saw a bastard bunt?
You think Topper knows what a bastard bunt is?
No.
There's no fucking way.
No.
Bastard bunt was the kid that got picked last who didn't have a dad. Like, that was the bastard bunt.
I'll tell you, I love Pat Murphy, though, man. That's old school. That's old school baseball. And that guy, and with way less talent than the Phillies, they win every year.
Has he been manager of the year 2 years in a row in the National League?
He might. I know he won at least once.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. I agree, Robert. I agree.
So, Chris, bring us home. Let us know what's ahead of us here.
Yeah, so I know Mold likes us to look ahead, so I figured I'd put a little something together. So we got the Braves coming up. Braves are 12-7 and in first place in the National League East, and our Phillies are 8-10. The Braves have a 40+44 run differential, which is second in baseball. Phillies have a -25, which is 9th in baseball. The great thing, guys, is hold on. We get to face 2 lefties in this series. So how excited are you? So game 1 is Martin Perez, left-handed starter, 0-1 with a 3.14 against our DFA buddy Taijuan Walker. Game 2 of the series on Saturday night is Chris Sale. He's 3-1 with a 3.27 going against Andrew Painter, 1-1, 3.77. And then we finally get a righty on Sunday Night Baseball, where the Phillies always play so well on Sunday Night Baseball. We see Grant Holmes, who's 1-1 with a 3.32, facing our ace, Christopher Sanchez, 2-1 with a 2.01. Then we get to travel to Chicago for 4. The Cubs just outscored us 28-19 in that 3-game series here in Philadelphia. And don't forget, 19 of our
We scored
13 of 13 of our
13.
19 runs were in one game. So the Cubs averaged 9.33 runs per game. The Cubs are their run differential right now is plus 19. They're fourth in baseball in run differential. And again, I'll remind us the Phillies are 29th in run differential. I kind of looked at, I tried to project it. They didn't have the starters out there. So I tried to look at the Cubs rotation and figure out how it would go. So Colin Ray was the bulk guy the other night for the Cubs. He came in the second inning. I'm projecting he's going to start that game. He's a righty, 2-0, 3.63. He'll be facing Nola on Monday night. Then we get our lefty, Shota Imanaga. He's probably going to have a 20 strikeout game. He's 1-1 with a 2.45 facing Luzardo, who has the highest ERA in the staff with a 7.94. Then we get back-to-back righties. Eduardo Cabrera, 1-0 with a 1.62 facing Walker. And then James Talion, 0-1 with a 4.86 facing Painter on Thursday night. So those are the 7 games before we'll have our podcast Thursday night. That Thursday game's an afternoon game. My prediction for this Phillies homestand, which still has 3 games left, was 4-5, which seems optimistic right now because they have win 2 out of 3 against the Braves. So, that shit to bed. That prediction shit to bed. So we get 7 games. We have 3 left-handers that we're going to face in the next 7 days.
Sorry, it's better than Steve's 5-4.
Yeah, I mean, ended it on a sour note, but I want to end it on a different note. So we've been selling our merch. All the guys are wearing our merch, and we're donating 100%. So I think there's times to pat yourself on the back as a group. We're continuing to push it as a group. We're not making any money off this, and we truly are donating 100%. I think we're approaching around $3,000 to $3,500 to be able to donate to the fallen ironworkers. So I'm just proud of it, and I'm so proud of everyone who's kind of done it. It's overwhelming. It's a good cause, and with the bad kind of start, look what we could kind of help these people that lost someone. So
It's
happy
through
about
Sunday
that.
too, right, Chris?
Yeah, so it's all the way through Sunday.
Yeah.
Payday's tomorrow. Everybody buck up. Let's help
Get a cool
some
shirt.
families out.
Get a cool shirt and it's everything. Get a Flyer shirt. Flyers in the playoffs. Get a drunk Flyer shirt. The Eagles draft. Yeah, Eagles draft is coming up. Get an Eagles shirt.
Get a sticker. There's hockey pucks. There's whatever you buy on there. It's 100%.
Grab a shot glass. Grab a koozie. Grab whatever. Grab a garden flag.
Grab a cup. Grab a flag.
I get times are tough. Buy a fucking sticker.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
every
with your own money.
Be a part of it. Yeah. You can buy a sticker with your own money.
Buy a sticker with your own money. It'll feel good. It'll feel good. Guys, also, just because we're talking and we mentioned the Eagles, next Wednesday at 7, it's the night before the draft. We're going to have the inaugural very first Birds on Tap. It's going to be, the DFF on ice is going so well, and DPF on tap is obviously a fucking juggernaut. So we're venturing out into the football world, and we're going to be doing a football pod. So join us Wednesday at 7. It's going to be a good fucking time, man.
I'm excited for that one. So guys, have a good night. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We had, I don't know, it felt like 1,000 comments today. So thank you everyone.
A lot of comments.
Have a good night. Let's win some games.
Fuck the Braves.
Yep.
Fuck the Mets.
Fuck the Braves. Fuck the Mets.
Fuck the Penguins.
The most hated team in Philly right now is the Phillies, not even the Pirates or the Celtics.
Best
Good night,
post of the
everyone.
day right there. That was great.